It started with a list. Just a simple to-do list. A few emails here, a report there. Maybe by Thursday night, clean the fridge. But by Wednesday, that list, it grew teeth. Every time Sam ticked off something, 3 more tasks appeared on that list. The sticky notes spread across the kitchen bench, phone reminders buzzed like angry bees, and even the shower became a place to mentally rehearse different meetings that we were having. Sleep shrank. Shoulders tensed. Coffee replaced meals. By Friday, Sam sat in the car park of the office, engine off, staring blankly ahead. The inbox was bursting. The deadlines loomed. Someone needed a reply right now. But Sam had nothing left. Tears came unexpectedly, hot, tired ones. There wasn't sadness, not even anger, just empty. You see, the world hadn't stopped, but Sam did. And maybe that's when healing begins, not with a finished to-do list, but the moment we admit we can't carry on with everything ourselves, not alone anyway. Now, friends, that's a pretty full-on story, isn't it? Some of you might be able to relate to bits and pieces of that. Some of you might be able to relate to all of that. It's a story of someone who's just got to the very end of the road in terms of his ability to handle everything, to keep going. Weariness has taken over him. And the story ends with this really wonderful true note, doesn't it? Sam can't do it alone. You see, friends, if there's anything that connects all of us, young and old, in school or retirees, it's weariness. Life in our fast-paced, demand-driven world leaves us all utterly exhausted. Some days it feels like we're carrying a mountain on our backs. Responsibilities, anxieties, unmet expectations, work pressures, family tensions, family expectations, financial worries, health issues, the burden piles higher and higher. And no matter how hard we try, rest seems completely and utterly out of reach. In 2025, a lot of Tasmanians and Australians broadly feel that way every day. A global wellbeing study released last September ranked Australia as the most burnt-out nation on earth. One in 2 of us say we're living with burnout. 1 in 2. Gen Z, so that's people from the ages of 13 to 28, the figures is 85%. Beyond Blue's 2024 Mental Health and Wellbeing Check surveyed 5,000 adults, and 46% of them said they're struggling. 46%. And almost half waited until they were at the very or even the extremely distressed points before they sought help. Friends, we're carrying a lot, aren't we? It's almost like we get one of these things, we put it on our backs every single day. And we go out the front door. But what if I told you that there was a genuine solution to our soul-deep weariness? See, in Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30, Jesus offers us exactly that. Here's the big idea of our passage today. Jesus alone is the hope and rest for every weary soul. This isn't merely temporary relief, it's a lasting rest offered by Christ himself. And so we're going to unpack these verses and see and explore three key truths from Jesus' invitation to us. The first invitation is that Jesus offers us universal invitation. Jesus offers us rest through relationship. And finally, Jesus offers us a light burden. So we're going to look at each one for a little while. So have a look at verse 28. We see Jesus is giving us a gentle yet powerful words in his invitation. Have a look at verse 28. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Notice how Jesus addresses the people there. It's not all those who have it all together. It's not the ones who have mastered their spiritual life. No, it's the ones that need help. Jesus is calling the weary, the burdened, people exactly like us. And Jesus extends his invitation universally. It doesn't matter your age, your past, your struggles, your doubts. If you're weary, Jesus calls you today. Consider for a moment what makes you weary. Is it the constant stress of meeting expectations at work, or the anxiety of how you'll pay the bills next month? Is it caring for aging parents or worrying about wayward children? Maybe it's the ongoing battle of guilt or shame from past failures. Perhaps it's simply the emotional fatigue from navigating a culture that demands constant perfection and achievement, where the moral standard keeps changing. You see, whatever it is, Jesus Jesus, he sees you and says clearly, come. He isn't standing at a distance looking at you and waiting for you to sort out your life. No, he says, come to me as you are. Burdens, baggages, worries, all. And friends, Jesus doesn't offer a self-help strategy or a motivational pep talk. He offers himself. The hope and rest that we crave is found in him. And so today, he's inviting each one of us personally to respond to his invitation. His invitation isn't limited to the religious elite or the spiritual experts. It's generously extended to ordinary people who are struggling, people like you, people like me. See, this invitation is rooted in Jesus' compassion. He doesn't judge us for our weaknesses. Instead, he lovingly offers a way for out of our exhaustion. He understands precisely the burdens that we carry because he himself experienced the weariness and hardship of the world when he was on earth himself. Jesus knows firsthand that the limitations and pain of human existence. Therefore, he calls to you and to me, come to him. Come to me carries genuine empathy, warmth, and assurance because he understands. Jesus says to you, come. Come to me. Jesus offers a universal invitation because Jesus alone is the hope and rest for every weary soul. Number 2, Jesus offers rest through relationship. Notice Jesus doesn't just promise rest, he shows us how it's experienced. Have a look at verse 29 in our Bibles. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. A yoke was a common farming tool It was a wooden beam used to harness two animals together, sharing a heavy load. So you can see where the red arrow is. That's the yoke. And it sounds strange, doesn't it, that Jesus offers weary people another yoke. But here's the good news. Jesus isn't offering another burden that you've got to put in your back and carry it around with you. No, he isn't offering that. He's offering partnership. He's offering companionship and relationship. He offers us the gift of being yoked to Jesus himself. Think about what that means. When we are yoked to Jesus, we're not pulling the burdens alone. He walks alongside us, bearing the weight we cannot handle. He is in an intimate relationship with us. And we learn directly from him how to live. Jesus describes himself as the gentle and humble in heart. What beautiful contrast to the harshness of the world that we live in. Our culture tells us that we must be stronger, we must be faster, we must be smarter, we must be more productive. And Jesus, however, tells us to learn humility and gentleness like him. Not from a book or an online course or anything like that, no. From him. And why does this matter? Because true rest is not found in sort of escaping your responsibilities. It's not about getting rid of the things that make you busy. It's knowing Jesus deeply, trusting in him fully, and allowing him to shape our hearts. It's a rest that is anchored in relationship, not religion, not rituals, but in a genuine connection with Christ himself. You see, consider this for a moment. Relationships are built on love and trust that ultimately brings peace and strength. When Jesus invites us into a relationship, he invites us into his strength, his wisdom, and his compassion. He offers not only compassion, but also transformation. See, he changes our hearts and minds so that our burden becomes manageable, meaningful, and even joyful. Also, our relationship with Jesus reshapes our priorities. Instead of endlessly pursuing worldly definitions of success, of love, or whatever it may be, we learn to pursue what truly matters. We learn to pursue a relationship with the God of the universe. We learn to follow and pursue a great relationship of love with that God of the universe. To experience the grace of the Lord of the universe. To enjoy the compassion that the God of the universe gives us. And that it allows us to then be able to use that same compassion, that same grace, that same love in our relationship with others. You see, Jesus realigns our values, helping us to invest our energy into things that build lasting peace, lasting joy, rather than temporary achievements and small validations. Friends, Jesus offers rest through relationship, because Jesus alone is the hope that the rest that every weary soul needs. Thirdly, Jesus offers us a light burden. See, Jesus concludes his invitation by saying, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Here's an amazing promise. Jesus isn't saying life will suddenly become easy and pain-free. Instead, he promises that the burden he places on us is different. See, his burden doesn't crush us, it delivers us. It doesn't drain us, it fills us. It doesn't enslave us, it frees us. Jesus' yoke is easy and his burden is light because he carries the ultimate burden for us. You see, he carries our sin, our shame, and our eternal judgment. The Bible tells us that we as humanity, we have turned our backs on God and we've told him to go away. We have told him that we can do life ourselves and we do not need him. We have all acted like that teenage son or daughter who comes and turns to the parents and says, I don't need you. And friends, this act of rebellion is what the Bible calls sin. And this sin is what shows itself in all different kinds of ways. The difficult things that happen in our lives, the pain, the suffering, the hardships, the relational breakdowns, and many other things are all symptoms of that great and first rebellion against God. And the Bible is clear, there is nothing that we can do to fix that problem. No matter how good we are, no matter how good we try, no matter how hard we work, we cannot do it. But friends, on the cross, Jesus took upon himself that crushing weight of our rebellion against God. By his resurrection, he secured victory, freedom, and eternal rest for all who put their trust in him. Practically, this means that we don't have to perform to earn God's love or approval. We don't need to carry the crushing weight of guilt or fear or failure. Friends, Jesus has done it all. All he asks is simply that we trust in him, to rest in what Christ has accomplished for you. See, when you trust Christ, your burden shifts dramatically. Yes, life still brings its challenges. Yes, life still brings along its pain. But there is no longer burdens that you bear alone because Jesus walks with you, strengthening you and offering daily grace. His burden is easy because he bears it with you. His yoke is light because he empowers you through his Spirit to live for him, to look at what he said, to know what he has done, to know that he is good, that he is humble, that he's a loving master. Friends, Jesus offers a light burden because Jesus alone is the hope and rest for every weary soul. We began our time together this morning by acknowledging our shared weariness. Friends, Jesus sees your burdens. He sees it clearly. He knows the weight of your anxiety, your grief, your fear, your tiredness. And today he calls each of us personally, clearly and gently, come to me. Perhaps today, for the first time, you are ready to come to Jesus. Maybe you've known him for years and years, but you've been trying to carry your burdens alone. Either way, the invitation is for you. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Friends, take Jesus at his word today. Lay down your burdens. Trust him and allow him to give you the rest your soul so desperately craves. Remember what Jesus offers. Jesus offers a universal invitation. Jesus offers rest through relationship. And Jesus offers a light burden. Because Jesus alone is the hope and rest for every weary soul.